Kim Emerson there, our OMNI BC City Legislative reporter. It's actually quite nice in Victoria as it's dreary here in Vancouver.
It's a beautiful day here. There's no question about that. The sun is shining. There's a few scattered clouds, but it's an awesome day to start the legislative sitting once again because they have a lot of outdoor activities, an honor guard, and they also have the 15-gun salute for Lieutenant Governor Judith Guichon. That's very loud, but it is better to see it on a sunny day than when it's raining.
So with the legislature back today, what can we expect today and tomorrow in terms of that?
Well, this is kind of like the Hangover 4. You kind of vaguely remember what happened the last time, but you don't have all of the details, so you need a little bit of an update, and that's what we're going to get today. We're going to get a shortened throne speech where Judith Guichon will talk about the government's agenda of building jobs, building the province, building the economy, and a lot of talk about the liquefied natural gas and how that's going to be the wonderment for all of British Columbia and will eliminate all of our debt and everything else. And we'll get a budget tomorrow, which will be the same budget as we had before. Just a few updates to it. It will have a few new projections, and the finance minister says that it is on track, actually a little ahead of schedule, but we won't find out exactly what that means until tomorrow, somewhere around 10:30 or 11, but the public won't find out until about 2:15 when he stands up to speak and to deliver the budget.
All right, let's talk about the Premier. Christy Clark will be watching the proceedings from her office.
No, not necessarily. She is allowed to sit on the floor of the legislature because she's a former because she's a former MLA, and that's the only reason why. She can sit there, but she cannot sit at a desk. She cannot sit in the front row or the back row. She has to sit behind all of the MLAs, but she can't participate. She can't talk. She can't do anything. She can only sit there. I don't know how well that's going to sit with her. She does like to talk. We will see her later today. She's going to be going to a construction site. I think this is kind of a visualization of her whole plan of build jobs, build the province, build the economy. She's going to be at a construction site in Saanich today, so we'll see her there.
How's her campaign going in her Kelowna by-election?
It didn't go well to start with. She was getting an earful from people on the doorsteps as she was going around talking to them, and they were saying that was outrageous that you increased the salaries by such huge amounts for political insiders in government. She heard that message loud and clear. She doesn't want to lose a second election, so they rolled back almost all of those pay increases. Not quite, but almost all of those pay increases were rolled back, and she's hoping that that will help her to show some kind of leadership and then be able to move on. But what you find, there's a track record with Christy Clark in her office. Get caught first, fix it later. They don't fix it going in, they fix it after they've been caught at it.
And say, I was wrong with a big smile on your face. Latest opinion polls show some very good news, though, for Premier Christy Clark.
Yeah, you know what? I think these days, when you say polls or polling companies, that's equivalent to four-letter words because everybody is just so upset with the whole polling thing that went on during the election and how very, very, very wrong they all were and how much the media and everybody else relied on those polls. But the polls do show right now that she's the second most popular premier in the country, where 3 months ago she was the second most despised premier in the entire country. So at this stage of the game, I'm no longer putting any stock in the polls, but it is interesting to say that we see the way things have turned around. All
right, I need your opinion on how you think Adrian Dix is feeling heading back to his old job at the legislature.
How would you feel being humiliated and destroyed? And, you know, he had a sheer cockiness about him when we were in the session a few months ago. Every time you talked to him, there was a kind of a little Cheshire cat grin on his face, and you could tell that he was waiting to be premier. He could hardly wait, and now that's all gone. He has been humiliated in many ways. He's trying to save face as best he can. He wants to do the best job he can as opposition, but he doesn't have any choice. That's all he's got left.
All right, Kim Emerson, as always, a pleasure to connect with you live from Victoria. You're going to have a busy couple days ahead, and we'll check in with you again very soon.